Welcome to Conversations with Zaki Baruti, with your host, Zaki Baruti. Want to welcome you into our studio again, and just first of all give a shout out, of course, to my biological family, my Universal African Peoples Organization family, as well as to New Life Evangelistic Center and Reverend Rice and the great work he's doing, as well as the people behind the camera, Bill and Bob and James, and just to you, the listening audience. Go out and tell your friends that Conversations with Zaki Baruti is airing right now. Tonight's show will be focusing on everyday people and the struggles that they have to survive in this society. And I'm going to have two different guests who we're going to talk about their experiences and their story. And we're going to start with a young lady named Ciera. Welcome to Conversations with Zaki Baruti. How you doing there this evening?
I'm okay.
You know, I've just most recently met you here at New Life Evangelistic Center. And, you know, this center has been a beacon of hope for a lot of people who are homeless and people who are struggling and in terms of financial difficulties and what have you. But before we get into that, just tell the audience a little bit about who Ciera is.
I'm a single mom of one, not working currently.
You're a single mom and you're not working. How many children do you have, if I may ask?
One.
One? Mm-hmm. Okay, then. And I would imagine that you had been working or have, give us your work experience.
I was doing home health care, and the hours are kind of sketchy, you know, so I end up not working there anymore.
Okay, then. And so what brought you to New Life Evangelistic Center?
Just not working and not being able to properly pay my bills and things like that. So
that can happen. So, but you have been a hard-working person prior to the difficulty of you losing your job recently, right? Mm-hmm. And how long have you been unemployed?
It's been about 4 months.
4 months. So,
4 or 5.
Having come here, have you received any assistance from New Life Evangelistic Center?
No.
You have not? Oh.
No. This is my first time.
Oh, this is your first time, and you're appealing to the center for some help. Mm-hmm. Okay, then. And I'm sure that will occur in terms of them helping you. If there is a message that you would want to share with the entire public about struggles of single moms and just the whole struggle of just trying to survive out here, what would that be?
Like a message? It's hard.
It's hard.
That's all I can say. It's hard. St. Louis it just seemed like it's not a lot of places that you can go for help and things like that. You know, it's a lot of numbers to call, a lot of calling around, and it's just not enough funding or this and that.
Funding to help those who's less fortunate then. Mm-hmm. So how did you hear about New Life Evangelistic Center?
Just being online, looking around for places that could possibly help, and I ran across it.
Okay, then. And you're seeking specifically some help as relates to paying some of your essential bills, utilities. Mm-hmm. Well, that speaks to the kind of situation that's faced with thousands and thousands of people, you know, across not only St. Louis, but across the U.S. And have you also reached out to different churches for help?
No, I haven't.
You have not yet. Okay, then. So do you belong to a church?
No.
Oh, you do not? Okay, then. So with that said, then, we want to, again, just thank you just for coming on and kind of sharing your story. And, you know, our prayer is with you. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that New Life Evangelistic Center will be acting accordingly in terms of providing support for you. Because, as you know, they do be helping the homeless. When you saw the homeless coming in, what was your first impression? And then we'll take a break.
I just felt bad. initially my first thought was I would be at the library instead of sitting outside. I would be at the library filling out applications where there's air conditioning and water and things, and I could be comfortable and try to get myself from point A to point B.
Okay, so that would be your message to many of the people who are homeless that try to take advantage of wherever opportunities that's out there.
Right.
Okay, then. So with that said, then again, we just want to thank you for being with us for this evening, and may God bless you. So on that note, we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with Zaki, and we also have a different guest that's with us, a beautiful young lady named Elsa, a country that's in Africa.
A string of islands.
It's a string of islands, and the name of that island is
Seychelle.
Seychelle. Okay, Seychelle. We want to welcome you, and you have such a beautiful smile.
Oh, thanks.
And Seychelle's, what is your last name?
Gage.
It's Seychelle's Gage. This program is really just focused on everyday people and the kinds of struggles that people have in trying to survive out here in this particular society, a society that has so much affluence, yet so much poverty and despair, especially in the Black community. I just recently met you at New Life Evangelistic Center, and I know you came to the center for some help, but before we even get into that, share with the listening audience, who is Seychelles? A little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 27. I'm married. I have 3 children. I'm currently unemployed, but I'm never not working. I'm usually doing hair or babysitting or cooking. It's always something to do. So there's some more stuff about me, but I'm just going to keep it at that.
Oh, okay. So right now you're not working though, you're saying?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And how long had you been working before?
Before I stopped?
Right.
Well, my resume is more revolving around clerical and receptionist work. So a lot of those jobs, a lot of those people, they keep those jobs. So I haven't had much luck with that. So you do, little stuff, little part-time jobs to keep the ball rolling, even though it might not be exactly what you want to do. But the reason I stopped working is because I was pregnant with my daughter, my second child, back in 2014, and I was having some complications. So I had her, and who gets pregnant right back? Me.
Wow.
So I have a 11-month-old. He's going to turn a year in March. So that's where I'm at right now.
Well, congratulations.
Oh,
so you have 3?
I have 3 children.
3 children. Now, in family life, I know there's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of struggle, especially around finances. Share some of your struggles in terms of, being unemployed. I guess in this society, you need to have 2 both
2 incomes.
2 incomes coming in. And I guess I'm assuming then it's been extremely difficult with just one income.
I've been blessed, but it has been difficult.
Okay.
So.
What kind of work do your husband do?
He does all around construction, inside out, full, what is it called? Complete remodel.
Oh, okay.
So he does inside and out, he does landscaping, concrete work, mason work, all types of stuff.
Okay, then. And as you came into this center to seek help, you're here to seek help. And one of the great things about the New Life Evangelistic Center over the years has been providing help for thousands of people, So first of all, how did you know about New Life Evangelistic Center?
Well, I was looking on the internet. I've been searching for utility assistance because my bill's sky high. And I haven't had the opportunity to get any extra money to try to put something on it because there's always something coming up. So I looked online. You got the Heat Up St. Louis, and then they provided you all's number. And surprisingly, even though you all are in the city, you did not turn me away. A lot of people turned me away because of my zip code or that they didn't have any funds. So I had to come down here, not only because I needed the help, but I was happy that I was able to receive the help. I got some relief.
Well, that's a great thing. And again, that speaks to the kind of work that New Life Evangelistic Center is doing. It's not just only helping homeless people. It helps people who are in need of emergency financial assistance, especially with these utility companies and their exorbitant rates.
Man.
So what kind of rate or what kind of bill are you having to have to pay, if I may? It's really high there. I guess we won't get too personal there. Yeah. So having that kind of experience, I want to ask you two questions on a human level. First of all, as you was coming into New Life Evangelistic Center, I'm sure you saw a number of homeless people.
Yes, and they were young.
So what emotion raveled up in you once you saw the homeless?
I felt sad for these people, but then at the same time, I didn't, because you know, sometimes we can get lazy, we can get spoiled, and, oh, my family used to do this for me, and why they won't do it for me no more? Well, you need to learn your lesson and get out here and get your money. You can't sit on your butt and not do nothing. You gotta work. You need things. Even if you need toothbrush, toilet paper, whatever it is, that costs money. And I'm trying to tell my 6-year-old son there now. Another thing I felt was that I felt bad for him, because maybe they don't have family, and maybe they, you know, it could be drugs, it could be psychological reasons that they don't do certain things. So it was a mixed feeling. It was mixed emotions, but I didn't judge anybody, because I'm just glad that, you know, my situation could be worse. So I was just glad that I was able, and I'm blessed to be able to, you know, get and receive some help, and I'm not, you know, down that bad. Well,
that's good, because, you know, we have to have a giving heart, you know, and especially in light of the fact that we believe that there's a God, and I'm sure that God wants us to do unto our brothers as we would have them to, and sisters as we would have them to do unto ourselves, you know. So with your experience here, I would hope that that could kind of motivate you to want to get involved. And
yes, very. I've always had a giving heart. I will always want to, you know, I don't judge nobody. If, you know, you out on the street and you need $1, if I got $1, I'm going to give you $1. I got some change, I'm going to give it to you. Because I would want somebody to do that for me. Absolutely. I would want somebody to do that for me.
That's a great kind of heart. So, if you were to send out a message to the entire world, as the entire world is listening to you, around the issue of homelessness, just around the issue of people struggling, what would be that message?
My message would be to stay positive, to just, no matter where you at, your situation could always be worse. And it's somebody who is worse off than you. So just keep faith, keep hope, and just keep pushing, because nobody can do this work for you. This is your battle, and you keep repeating steps because you did not receive the lesson properly. So you got to take heed to what I'm saying. If you're repeating steps, then you need to obviously think about what you're doing.
Make some changes.
Make some changes.
Absolutely. On that note, we're on take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Conversations with Zaki Baruti. Welcome back to Conversations with Zaki Baruti, and last and final guest for this evening is a good brother that I know from his father lines, yes, brother Kamal Dockett, who's a very integral part of New Life Evangelistic Center.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, brother Kamal.
Well, thanks for having me on.
You know, earlier in the show, we had two guests that were here to receive assistance from New Life Evangelistic Center around utilities.
Okay.
And just share, you know, that's very important, helping people that the New Life Evangelistic Center does, as well as helping the homeless. But in order to do that kind of work, you need assistance. Am I correct?
You definitely need assistance. We need people to join forces with the work of New Life Evangelistic Center. We need them to get involved and see what are the critical needs, whether it be donating, whether it be direct assistance to helping out with, we give out cosmetics and different kits, and we help out with traveler's aid, and we have different classes where we teach and educate a lot of the people through living skills, and we give them bus tickets, and we also help in the area of utilities. So it's critical. We have a lot of services that we offer, and we need people because we don't receive any state or federal funding. So we need people in the general audience that may be watching this at home to give and to donate.
So in terms of them giving and donating, how can they do so?
Well, basically, they can go online. They can go to New Life Evangelist Center.org. And for those that are, computer savvy, and they can it's a donate tab where you just go to New Life Evangelist Center.org, and then you can just see the donate tab, click on it. All the information is safe and secure. You can pay via PayPal, where you don't have to actually put your credit card or debit card information in. Also, if you want more information about donating, you can call the number, area code 314-421-3020.
Now, flipping the subject, since New Life Evangelistic Center has a helping hand with people, I understand that Reverend Rice is going to enter into a whole new field from what he normally does. And I understand that, I know he ran for governor one time.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Lieutenant governor.
As well as, I believe he's getting ready to make a great announcement for another position.
Yeah, he's been feeling and been led that he's to run for the mayor of the city of St. Louis. We know that currently we're in the primary. So he's going to be running in the general election that's going to be coming up in April, April 4th, I believe. But March is the actual primary, where you have Lewis Reed, Lyda Cruson, Tashara Jones, and Antonio French are some of the top ones that are running. And then whoever wins out of that, Reverend Rice will go head to head with them. I currently think that the polls are showing Lyda Cruson up at 35%, and Antonio and Lewis are tied around 15%. So Reverend Rice is gearing up, and we made it official this past week. We got all our petitions in, paid the filing fee, and it's official.
So with that said, so he will be running officially on the ballot within a political party, or just as an independent?
He will be right. Once the primaries happen, typically the primaries are made up of Democrats. There has not been a Republican mayor in the city of St. Louis for
years.
For years.
Right.
So the primary is predominantly made up of Democrats. Now, in the general, Reverend Rice will be running as an independent, and then there also will be a Green Party candidate, and then there also will be a Republican candidate. But those candidates are people, they're not well known. Reverend Rice, when they go to the ballot, they will have an alternative choice of whoever may win. Right now, it looks like Lyda Cruson, and she has vowed that if she becomes the mayor, she will be another 4 years of slay, and will try to shut down New Life Evangelist Center.
And we hope that doesn't occur for sure. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to maybe address a couple of the critical issues that Reverend Rice will be campaigning on. Welcome back with Conversations with Zaki Baruti, and sitting here with me is Brother Kamal Dockett.
Yes,
we were talking about Reverend Rice's candidacy for mayor of St. Louis City. What are some of the key issues that he would be addressing?
Well, he wants to deal with, off the top, he wants to deal with corruption that's going on in City Hall, misspending. He wants to audit each department to see how we can save money and then transfer that money directly to the people to help them out. He wants to cut salaries. There are over 100 employees that receive over $100,000. He wants to slim that back to $75,000 at a salary cap, and then then take that savings and hire 200 more police officers. The city of St. Louis needs about 1,300 police officers to function effectively. We have just over around 1,100, so we need 200 additional officers.
So in terms of two critical issues where you're addressing that with the officers in terms of crime in our community.
Right.
What about economic development? And, there's so many vacant buildings throughout the city of St. Louis. How does he look at that?
Well, we're saying that there are anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000 vacant buildings, and then another 15 or more thousand vacant lots. And he wants to use these facilities or these buildings and the lots to set up programs to give them back to the community, where if people have the knowledge and know how to fix a lot of these buildings up, they can retain them if they live in them for 5 or more years. The lots, different organizations, community groups, small groups can come in, develop the lots for gardening purposes, for beautification. If they keep it up for 5 years, it can go to their organization and small groups. We want to see technical schools like Rankin Tech come in to fix a lot of these homes up, and then teach many people in the community, especially on the north side, on construction skills, and at the same time fix the buildings up.
Wow, you have put out a whole lot for our people to digest,
yes,
and that's great. In the spirit of your father, I just wanted to salute you for what you're doing here
sir.
With New Life Evangelistic Center. We only have a few minutes, 1 minute left, in fact. If there was one really galvanizing message that you want to get to the public, what would that be?
Well, I think it's critical that New Life Evangelistic Center stays open. It has been in the community for over 40 years. Reverend Rice has been doing his work for over 45 years. Now the city of St. Louis is saying that his services are no longer needed. Reverend Rice has been a milestone, and we need to keep this shelter open.
And with that said, you have heard it directly from Kamal, Dockett, that we must keep New Life Evangelistic Center open. So and again, anybody who want to help real quick, how can they contact New Life Evangelistic Center real quick?
Right. The phone number is area code 314-421-3020. Also, you can go to newlifeevangelisticcenter.org.
You have been listening to Conversations with Zaki Baruti. Tune in next Saturday for our next program. God bless each and every one of you.